So imagine you're walking into this really beautiful high-end boutique.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Right. The window display is gorgeous. The products are, exactly what you've been looking for. But then the second you reach for your wallet, the front door just suddenly locks.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
the overhead lights start flickering wildly, and this giant, glaring neon sign drops from the ceiling, completely blocking your view of the cash register.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Right? You just drop whatever you were holding and walk right out.
Absolutely, no question.
Well, that chaotic, frustrating experience is, it's exactly what happens when an online store has a clunky, overloaded, or just, poorly optimized design. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we are dissecting a pretty massive, comprehensive 2026 playbook. It's titled Shopify Custom Design, Theme Setup versus Developer. And our mission for you, the learner, today is to answer the ultimate e-commerce question.
Which is a big one.
It really is.
Yeah.
If you are launching a new online store or, trying to scale up one you already have, how do you build a unique, trustworthy brand identity without completely draining your budget before you even make a single sale?
Yeah, I mean, it really is the classic entrepreneur's dilemma because, well, we have to establish right away that design in e-commerce isn't just about making things look pretty.
Right.
It fundamentally shapes consumer psychology. A polished, seamless store builds instant credibility, and credibility is like the only currency that actually drives conversions.
That makes total sense.
If your store looks slightly off, say a button is misaligned or an image is just a little blurry subconsciously, a customer's brain flags it as unsafe.
Wow, just from a blurry image.
Yep. And they will not type their credit card information into a site that feels unsafe. It is quite literally that simple.
Okay, let's unpack this, because we are absolutely not treating this material like some dry technical manual today.
Oh, definitely not.
We're looking at this as a strategic blueprint for your business growth. So to really grasp the landscape of how you build a store in 2026, we first have to look at the two polar opposite paths that the source material lays out.
Right, the absolute extremes of the spectrum.
Exactly. So on the far left side, you have path one, which is theme customization.
The pure DIY route.
Right, the DIY route. We are talking a financial cost of anywhere from exactly $0 up to maybe $400. You can realistically get it done in 1 to 5 days.
And there's zero coding required.
None at all. You are just using a visual drag-and-drop editor. This path is pitched as the perfect solution for brand new stores, fast launches, and, building an MVP.
A minimum viable product.
Exactly. Basically just getting the core version of your idea out into the wild to see if anyone actually wants to buy it.
Yeah, and then sitting on the complete opposite side of the universe, you have path two, which is custom development.
The heavy hitter.
Yeah, this is the heavyweight professional route. You're looking at an upfront cost of anywhere from $3,000 to upwards of $15,000, or honestly, significantly more.
Wow.
And it takes 4 to 12 weeks. A developer is building this entire experience from scratch using Shopify's liquid template language, along with, custom CSS and JavaScript.
That's a massive leap.
It is. This path is strictly targeted at established brands and high-revenue, high-traffic stores.
It really sounds like buying a suit. You can buy off the rack and adjust the hem yourself, or you can go to a tailor and have them measure every single inch of you.
That's actually a perfect analogy.
But hold on, let me push back on that DIY $0 to $400 route for a second.
Yeah.
If I am trying to build a brand that stands out, doesn't using a pre-built template automatically mean my store is going to look incredibly generic?
That's a really common fear.
Right. Am I not just going to look like a carbon copy of like 1,000 other dropshipping stores out there?
Well, what's fascinating here is that the word template has completely evolved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A few years ago, you would have been absolutely right. But Shopify introduced this foundational architecture called Online Store 2.0.
Okay.
In the old days, your store was like a pre-painted canvas. You could maybe swap out the frame or change the background color, but the actual painting was locked in place.
Right, you were stuck with the layout.
Exactly. But Online Store 2.0 is more like being handed a massive box of high-end Lego bricks.
Oh, I like that. So the underlying pieces are standard, but the assembly is entirely up to me.
Precisely. The base code, the standard Lego brick, is shared so the platform knows how to read it. But the visual customization, the way you actually stack those bricks, is incredibly deep.
Gotcha.
You have this visual builder that lets you add, remove, and rearrange almost every aspect of the store's appearance without ever needing to understand how the code works behind the scenes.
Okay, so if we look at that $0 DIY route,
Mm.
where is the invisible wall? Like, how far can a merchant actually get before those free tools stop working for them?
Pretty far, actually.
Let's look at the free themes. The source mentions Shopify has over 20 free themes built entirely in-house. And because they build them, they guarantee the code quality and all the future updates.
And they serve wildly different aesthetics right out of the gate, too.
They really do. There's one called Dawn, which is described as minimal, ultra-fast, and basically the gold standard starting point for most modern brands.
Yeah, Dawn is super popular.
But then you have Taste, which is engineered specifically for food and beverage companies with wider layouts for high-risk food photography.
Oh, nice.
And you have Craft, which caters to the artisan, handmade, elegant product market, and Refresh, which is highly structured for the health and beauty space.
So you really aren't starting with a blank white page.
Exactly. You're starting with a psychological vibe that already matches your industry.
Right. And if you outgrow the capabilities of those free options, or you just know you want more firepower on day one, there are over 200 paid themes in the official theme store.
And what do those usually run?
Those generally sit in the $250 to $400 range.
Which naturally brings up a massive question for me.
Okay, what's that?
If Dawn is free, built directly by Shopify's own engineers, and specifically noted as having some of the fastest load times on the entire internet,
Yeah.
why would I ever open my wallet and pay $400 for a premium theme? What am I actually buying?
Well, you're buying complex, built-in functionality so you don't have to duct tape it together yourself later.
Okay, what kind of functionality?
Paid themes come loaded with promotional and conversion features. We're talking about advanced mega menus where you can put images directly inside your navigation dropdowns.
Oh, that looks really slick when stores do that.
Right. And lookbook templates where a customer can click a specific jacket inside a lifestyle photo and just add it straight to their cart. Countdown badges for flash sales, sophisticated product filtering by size, color, material.
Ah, I see. So if I tried to add all of those features to the free Dawn theme, I'd have to go to the App Store, download 5 different third-party apps, and suddenly I'm paying like $50 a month in recurring software subscriptions.
Exactly. With a premium theme, it's a one-time, upfront purchase. You completely bypass that subscription fatigue.
That makes a ton of sense.
But here is the critical takeaway. Whether you use a free theme or drop $400 on a premium one, you have to ensure it runs on that online store 2.0 architecture we talked about.
Lego bricks.
Yes, the Lego brick system, because that is what allows you to drag and drop sections onto every single page of your store.
Right. It used to be that you could only really build a cool, customized homepage. But the second a customer clicked onto a product page, it was just a rigid, boring layout. Picture on the left, text on the right.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, if you want to drag a vibrant customer testimonial video blog right into the middle of your checkout process, you can. If you want a newsletter sign-up embedded halfway down your product description, you just drag it there. The flexibility to shape the customer journey without writing code is completely unprecedented.
Okay, but if that drag and drop editor is that insanely powerful, and I can get a premium feature-packed layout for $400, we really have to address the elephant in the room.
Let's do it.
Why in the world are scaling brands, the ones pulling in $50,000 or more a month, paying a developer $15,000 for a custom build?
That's the big question.
I mean, a 12-year-old can make a decent-looking e-commerce site on a weekend these days. You're telling me a custom site is worth the price of a used Honda Civic?
It absolutely is, but to understand why, we really have to look under the hood.
Okay, show me.
When you hire a high-level professional for a custom build, they are not logging in and using that drag-and-drop editor. They are coding the environment from the absolute ground up using Liquid.
And Liquid is?
It's Shopify's specific back-end templating language. It basically pulls data from your store and pushes it to the customer's screen.
So they aren't using Lego bricks at all. They are mixing their own concrete and forging their own steel.
Precisely. And what they deliver for that massive price tag is highly technical. First, they are delivering hand-optimized performance.
Meaning speed.
Exactly. They aren't relying on a pre-packaged theme's heavy one-size-fits-all code. They are stripping out every single unnecessary byte of data aiming for sub-2-second page load times.
That's incredibly fast.
It is. And they are also building semantic HTML and deep SEO architecture natively right into the site.
Which, for those of us who aren't web developers, essentially means they are structuring the raw code like a perfectly labeled, deeply organized map.
Right.
So when Google's search bots crawl the site, they instantly know exactly what you're selling, who you were selling it to, and they rank you higher in the search results over your competitors.
Exactly. Better code equals better visibility. But beyond that, a custom build is usually triggered by complex business needs.
Like what?
Say you sell custom furniture and you need a 3D product viewer that lets people spin a couch around and change the fabric in real time.
Oh, yeah. You definitely can't do that out of the box.
Right. Or maybe you need a unique user experience flow, like letting a customer seamlessly add a monthly coffee subscription and a one-time purchase of a ceramic mug into the exact same cart with different shipping rules applied seamlessly.
That sounds complicated.
Standard templates will almost always break under the weight of that kind of bespoke logic.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because we haven't even touched on the biggest justification for that $15,000 price tag.
Yes, the traffic data.
Yes. The source points out this staggering statistic. Over 70% of Shopify traffic is mobile. 70%.
It's huge.
And a very distinct, brilliant point is made here.
Right.
A DIY template is adapted for mobile, but a custom build is designed for mobile first.
And that distinction is everything.
How so?
Think about how a template works. It was originally designed by a graphic designer looking at a massive, beautiful desktop screen, right?
Yeah.
And then the code mathematically squishes those elements down to fit onto a phone. But a custom developer operates in reverse. They design the mobile experience before they even glance at a desktop layout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are engineering custom touch interactions, intuitive swipe galleries, and, typography that is perfectly scaled for a human thumb.
But the math. How does a business owner actually justify writing that check?
Because when a store scales up and hits a threshold of, say, 10,000 or 20,000 monthly visitors, conversion rates become a ruthless game of fractions.
Okay, walk me through that.
Let's say your site loads in 3 seconds. If a custom developer cuts that down to 1.5 seconds and builds a flawless, thumb-friendly mobile checkout, your conversion rate might improve by just 0.5%.
0.5% doesn't sound like much.
It doesn't. But when you are swimming in tens of thousands of visitors, that tiny fraction of a percent translates to a massive recurring revenue jump. The $15,000 fee easily pays for itself in a matter of months, and then it's just pure profit.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If you have the traffic volume, the ROI is undeniably there.
Absolutely.
But having explored the $0 absolute DIY extreme and the $15,000 absolute custom extreme, we have to pivot. What about the reality that most of you listening face right now?
Right, the middle ground.
You aren't swimming in traffic yet, you have some budget, but you definitely don't have 15 grand lying around. What is the play?
You enter the Goldilocks zone.
Yes, the hybrid approach. And I love the breakdown of the economics here.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean? The formula is incredibly straightforward.
You buy a premium paid theme for about $350.
Yep.
And then you hire a professional setup service like a freelance expert for around $1,500. Your total upfront investment is roughly $1,850.
And strategically, this is arguably the smartest play for a growing business.
Oh, for sure.
By pairing a premium feature-rich theme with professional targeted configuration, you are essentially extracting 80% of the visual and functional benefits of a full custom build, but you are only paying about 20% of the cost.
And this is highlighted as the absolute ideal strategy for stores making anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000 a month.
It means you don't have to choose between pulling your hair out doing it all yourself or mortgaging your house to hire an agency. You can just hire a specialized pro to perfectly configure and optimize the $400 tool you just bought.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this hybrid model solves one of the most dangerous psychological hurdles for an entrepreneur: design paralysis.
Oh man, design paralysis is so real, it's fatal.
It truly is the killer of business momentum. As a founder, your time should be spent sourcing incredible products, building marketing campaigns, and, actually talking to your customers.
Right.
Instead, because you're trying to save a few bucks, you spend 3 entire weeks sitting at your computer at 2 a.m. trying to figure out why your homepage hero image looks blurry on an iPhone 14, but fine on an iPhone 15.
We've all been there.
Or endlessly testing different mobile viewports, which, by the way, is just the physical screen size of whatever device someone is using.
Yeah.
By spending that $1,500, you remove the friction entirely. The professional handles the brand identity application, they structure the page layouts, they compress the images, and they optimize the mobile views. It allows you to actually run your business.
But listen, whether you choose that $1,800 hybrid approach or you go all in on a full custom development build, you are inevitably going to have to interact with third-party apps, and you are going to have to hire outside help.
That's a guarantee.
And there are massive pitfalls here. How do you avoid getting scammed, or worse, completely breaking the store you just spent money building?
Well, let's start with the store breaking part. The absolute #1 conversion killer across all of e-commerce is a slow page load.
We talked about speed a bit earlier.
Right. Specifically, if your page takes longer than 3 seconds to load, a massive portion of your traffic will just hit the back button and leave.
It is gone.
Gone. And the primary culprit for a painfully slow Shopify store isn't usually the theme itself, it is app overload.
Yes. Every single time you get tempted and install a new app, a flashy review widget, a spin-to-win discount wheel, a countdown timer, you are injecting third-party JavaScript into your storefront.
And here is how that actually impacts the user. All of that extra script often has to load from external servers.
Okay.
This requires multiple DNS lookups, and more importantly, it blocks the browser's main thread.
In plain English.
In plain English, that means the customer's phone literally freezes.
Oh, that's the worst.
They are tapping the screen, trying to scroll or click a product, and the screen will not respond until all those little widgets finish loading in the background. It is an infuriating experience. A custom-designed store with clean code and fewer apps will always beat an overloaded, app-heavy template.
I look at it like this. Installing too many Shopify apps is like buying a sleek, aerodynamic sports car and then slapping 20 heavy bumper stickers, a massive, clunky spoiler, and cheap, heavy neon underglow lights all over it.
Yeah.
Sure, you customized it. It looks flashy, but you just completely destroyed the aerodynamics, and now your sports car drives like a tractor.
That is a painfully accurate metaphor, and it is exactly why hiring a vetted, knowledgeable developer is so vital. You need someone who understands clean code, who can build those promotional features natively into the site so you don't need to bolt 20 bumper stickers onto your business.
But how do you find that person without getting ripped off? There are specific green flags and red flags for hiring freelance talent in the playbook.
Let's go through the green flags first.
No.
A major green flag is if a developer explicitly mentions building with Online Store 2.0 and JSON templates.
JSON.
Yeah, JSON is simply the underlying data format that stores all your drag-and-drop layout choices. If they are talking about JSON, it proves their technical knowledge is up to date.
Makes sense.
Another green flag. They offer post-launch support.
Right.
They don't just hand you the digital keys and disappear into the night if a bug pops up.
That's crucial.
And crucially, a great developer will ask you detailed, probing questions about your actual business goals and your target demographic, not just, what colors you like.
And the red flags.
The exact inverse.
Yes.
If they're using outdated architecture, that is a hard pass. If you ask them, hey, what is your approach to maintaining fast page speeds? And they dodge the question or can't give you a clear technical answer, walk away immediately.
Don't walk, run.
Exactly. And if they demand 100% of the payment up front before hitting a single milestone, that is a massive glowing red flag.
We also need to talk about the going rates, just so you know what the market actually looks like.
Right.
Freelance developers typically charge anywhere between $50 and $150 an hour. You can often find incredible value by sourcing talent on platforms like Upwork or directly through the official Shopify Experts directory.
And the agencies.
Right. If you bypass a freelancer and go with a full-service design agency, you're looking at a much steeper rate, usually between $100 and $250 an hour.
It is absolutely an investment. But remember what we talked about regarding consumer psychology. Slow speeds destroy conversions, yes. But inconsistent branding, confusing navigation, and a cluttered homepage destroy a customer's trust instantly.
Absolutely instantly.
If your brand colors are mismatched or your homepage is screaming at the customer with 10 different conflicting call to action buttons, it genuinely doesn't matter how fast the site loads.
Because they're already checked out mentally.
Exactly. The customer's brain will register the chaos, flag it as untrustworthy, and they will bounce. A good developer prevents that clutter from ever happening.
Which really brings us to the ultimate bottom line of everything we've unpacked today. The reality of 2026 e-commerce is that world-class custom design is accessible at literally every single budget level.
It really is.
If you have absolutely $0, you can install the Dawn theme, use the Lego bricks, and do it yourself. If you have $2,000, you can buy a premium theme and get a professional to optimize it for you. And if you're pulling in massive revenue, you can buy a custom-coded powerhouse.
But the single biggest mistake you can make, as we touched on with design paralysis, is letting the pursuit of perfection delay your launch.
So wait.
A good, functional store that is live on the internet today will always, 100% of the time, outperform a quote-unquote perfect store that is planned for someday.
That is such good advice.
Start with whatever tools you can afford right now. Put it out there, measure what actually converts with real human beings, and then upgrade your design when the data, not your ego, tells you it's time to level up.
And practically speaking, you don't even have to risk much to start. You can launch a trial for just $1 a month. That gives you 93 days to play with the drag-and-drop editor, test your hybrid design, and get real customer feedback before you are ever locked into major platform fees.
This raises an important question, though, something we haven't touched on yet, but that you really need to mull over as you build.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the source material noted earlier that over 70% of traffic is mobile,
Right.
and custom developers are paid a premium to design for mobile first.
Yeah.
Yet most merchants still sit at a desktop computer to build, review, and approve their store designs.
Oh, wow.
If the vast majority of your customers will only ever experience your brand through a 6-inch glass screen in the palm of their hand, are you fundamentally designing your business backward by judging it on a 24-inch monitor?
That is a phenomenal, slightly terrifying point to end on. If you're listening to this right now, don't approve your site design while staring at a massive desktop monitor. Go check your store on your phone right now, experience it exactly the way your customers do, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.